Hello, everyone. Toy Dubs back in the building. It's been a while since I've uploaded a YouTube video, but that's because I've been busy lately, as well as upgrading my setup. As you guys can see, I have the mic, the webcam, the chair, speakers, all that good stuff. But moving past that, I would like to get into today's topic, which is toy photography backgrounds. Now, with toy photography backgrounds, there are a lot of different backgrounds that you can choose from, or even which one to start off with. Now, I'm going to be going over all types of backgrounds, even the ones that I've been using for a while, and some of the ones that I haven't even touched yet. So, without further ado, let's get into the first background on my list. And the first one that I've ever played with is these all white foam boards right here, which is where I got my first start with background. Since I didn't really know too much about dioramas, digital backgrounds, and all that good stuff. This was my starting point. And with those foam boards, you can pretty much do whatever you want with your action figures as well as posing. You just really have to practice and just shoot with what you got. Also, lighting is pretty key when shooting with these foam boards since lighting has to be adjusted. You have to do all sorts of stuff to get the right angle, stuff like that. But if it's a plain whiteboard, it's cool because this one it's all beat up. If you guys can't see, I'm not really sure. There's creases. There's like all that stuff on there because it's been beaten up quite a lot of times. Not literally, but you guys get the gist of it. It's a good starting point if I were to tell you when you asked about where do I start, I would say foam boards are a good option. There's nothing too crazy about that. Just prop it up behind wherever you got, put your figure in front of it, and just start shooting. It's pretty good for a starting point, I would say that. Now, moving to the next one, which is probably my personal favorite, the great outdoors. And you must be wondering, great outdoors? What are you talking about? I mean, just going outside and taking pictures of your action figures outside. Because you can really experiment and get down to the nitty gritty when it comes to shooting outside. Sometimes the sun is in your favor, it gives you good lighting, and you don't have to worry about that. But you can really play around with your surroundings and create good stories for your pictures. And you can just shoot it however you want, no matter how high or low the angle is. You can tell a good story from the outside, and you can even use the things around you too. Like, say, for example, branches, leaves. You can use all sorts of good stuff. Or even if you want a good blurry background for a character after he just smoked like five enemies. It's a pretty good background, I would say. You can do anything you want with it. Just try not to get household items in the background. I know I've done that for a recent post, like wow, a while ago. Like my Spider-Man photo, I'll throw up somewhere in this video so you guys can see a blue chair in the background, which I tried to hide with the blurriness on some editing, but that didn't really work out. But when you shoot outside, make sure not to get other real world items in your background because that really throws the story, in my opinion, and it's out of scale. But yeah, when you shoot outside, make sure you have no real world items around that really disorganize your shot. Now, with the next background, I would like to get into probably my second favorite, which is digital backgrounds. Now, for digital backgrounds, you can pretty much explore a variety of photos, and it's really fun to get into. But for some parts of when you're taking shots, it's difficult because you don't want your figure too close to that background because it looks silly. Now, what I mean by that is if you put your figure too close to the screen or your monitor or wherever you're shooting, you can see those little lines of fuzziness in that background shot. And I'll throw up some examples on my phone somewhere with my Sailor Moon Akatsuki photo shoot I was doing like years ago. And you can see the little lines in the back of that shot for that digital background. And I'm like, how am I gonna make this work? So for those type of shots, you want to have your figure as far away as possible, as well as with the background still in frame. Now, with that, I don't mean don't put it too close to the computer or wherever you're shooting with. Just bring it back a little bit to the point where the background is blurry and you can still make it out when you take that shot on your phone or your camera. That way, it looks like an actual background. I'll throw some examples on here somewhere, and you can see that it's somewhat of a background for those shots. And with those type of backgrounds, you can really use any type of device that you see fit. For example, you can use your computer like a Mac or something, right? And you can put a background, you can turn your computer sideways or whatever and to get your figure in frame for that shot, or even use your PC, post it up somewhere. I'll show another photo I've done with the background at for my PC. I'll throw it up somewhere. Or even your TV. If you have Apple TV, you can just flick your phone to the TV, like a photo from your phone, put it on your TV, and then just go from there. You can even take it a step further and add props on that shot line to make it feel like it's really an actual shot. And it's cool. Me personally, I haven't done that yet with props and all that. Yeah, I can use household items, which is another good background I'll get into next, but I haven't really experimented with that, and it's completely free too. You can surf the web and really see what you want, and just go from there. The next one I want to talk about for backgrounds is household items. Now, this one I don't see people talk about a lot since sometimes it's out of proportion when you shoot. But for me, I had this crazy idea, or not crazy, but a simple idea. For those of you who played that new Skate beta when it came out, that idea hit me like a train. And so I'll throw a photo up here somewhere. It was a Sailor Moon skateboarding shot, and I had the idea of using a big bowl for a shot. And I put a Sailor Moon inside that bowl and had some little what are they called? Stands hold her up while the skateboard was under her. And I thought, maybe I can make it do a kickflip. And I just went with that. And it turned out pretty good. And just let your creativity wander when you come to making up shots. It's really fun. You really have to let your mind wander and think of all these cool ideas you can really make to life. I know I'm not making sense half the time, but bear with me. Just let your creativity wander with these backgrounds and you'll have some fun things. I think the last background that I want to touch up on was dioramas. Now, with dioramas, me personally, I haven't experienced anything related to dioramas. I mean, yeah, I do have these pop-up dioramas with the background, but nothing like hands-on. It's just like a little screen on the back. But I never liked those. But with an actual diorama with props and everything that comes with it, I haven't been into it yet. But I know those pieces do require money since they're pretty high quality. Just depends where you get it from. I know, for example, there's one company labeled Extreme Sets. They make some good dioramas. I haven't personally looked at it yet, but I've seen some shots from photographers on my Instagram feed and they are pretty good. Just pricey if you really want to go the extra mile and drop some bones on a cool piece for your action figures, which is cool too. But if you're willing to go the extra mile to make your shots cool, go ahead. If you have the money, spend it. Right? Just spend it. I wouldn't, you know, just go that way if you would like. But If you're bouncing around, experiment. I haven't experimented with them yet. I do plan on buying some since I don't know how to make them or anything like that, which rolls into my next type of background that you could do. You can make your own diorama. Now, there are tons of YouTube videos out there that explain how to make dioramas, and you can just go from there, or you can even buy one. But those are the main backgrounds that I wanted to speak about. Let me know if I missed any. I think I did miss some. If actually, I'm not sure. But those are the backgrounds that I wanted to talk about. If you have any other backgrounds that you shoot, please let me know in the comments. Or even what's your favorite background to use when you shoot your action figures? Because I would really love to know. So, without further ado, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Peace, Playboys.